Hey everybody, it's NERF Boy Productions here. Today I'm here with an unboxing and review of the new Zing Airstorm Z-Tek Crossbow. Alright, this is really cool. Now if you guys don't know, maybe half a year ago or last summer I did a review of the Zing Airstorm, another product of Zing, and there's a link in the description below to where you can check out that video. That is really cool. And that is right over here. This was the Zing Airstorm Z-Curve bow, and so you hold the bow, and you've got the little thing, and you load it, and then you can fire. And this thing goes up to 100 feet tested, so that is really awesome. Now, today I picked up the new Zing Airstorm Z-Tek Crossbow, which is 2 different firing modes. It says push to engage. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. Mega blast action. It says indoor fun and outdoor fun. Check it. Indoor and outdoor fun. Now, funny thing is, on the old one, it only had outdoor fun, because I did shoot it in here, and I broke a picture. I didn't mean to, but it just hit the wall so hard it broke it. What can you do, right? So, definitely outdoor, but this one is for indoor and outdoor. That's very cool. The back of the box is nicely designed, I believe. They do have a really cool paragraph here in 2 different languages, but it says, with power, swing, TM technology, amazing accuracy, and 3 stick anywhere zarts, the Z-Tek Crossbow is one to beat. Pick your target, then quickly load. You know, it's this whole thing. They also have like the load and lock for power shot, or the, like the different modes of firing, how to fire it all, the different zarts it comes with their, like, the sticky darts, basically, the sticky arrows. It's cool. And so it includes 3 zarts and 1 mega target. That's really cool. And then a little diagram of the blaster, or I guess the crossbow, on the back. So we've taken a look at the box. Let's just open her up and see how this product stands up to the rest. I'm quite excited because I was thrilled with Zing's earlier products. Just the way they performed, it's awesome, and I've been wanting to get this crossbow for a while now, but I finally can do a review on it for you guys. So let's just let's see here. Alright. Okay, so the bow is free from its cardboard backing. There's a lot of zip ties on here. Or not, yeah, zip ties. Okay, so after cutting all those zip ties, the bow itself is finally out. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so, ta-ta. Look at that. I'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, now the rest of it, we get the... Oh my goodness, I didn't realize. Let's just pull this out here. Oh my gosh, that's genius. So, okay, so here's the 3 zarts. They're a different design, and as you can see, one of them's actually been squished. It was just like that in the box. I didn't even like wreck it. I didn't grab a hold of this part of it, and it just came out squished. These are smaller than the old zarts. Much smaller, actually. So, yeah, much smaller. I want to see how they've improved. This is also bigger, so it's going to be easier to pull back. But you got 3 of those, and I'll talk about those a little bit more in depth. And then remember how it said it came with the target? Well, the target is actually the box. That is the target, which is pretty cool. So, you get the little target included as the box. That's awesome. So now let's talk about the bow. It doesn't come with instructions, but it seems easy enough. So on the front of the bow, we have 2 blue elastic bands, and when you pull those back towards yourself, what will happen is the 2 arms of the bow will actually pop out, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to have your little thing, your zart with the 2 arrows, or the 2 hooks on the side, which will hook in both of the things. And when you pull it back, it's ready to go. It like, see that? So that's cool. Now on the side, there's also 2 storage units. So there's a little tiny orange bar here, which will clip in to that. So as you can see, and then you could hold 3, of course. So there's 1, 2, and then the third you would just have ready to fire. So you got 3. Imagine if you shot all 3 at once. No. So the way this is going to load is pretty interesting. I think it's really cool. On the back of the blaster where you're going to hold it, there's the trigger, okay? And so what you want to do is there's this little nub here, and there's a hole in the Zart, a square hole, and you pull it back over top of the little notch on top of the handle. So there's a little notch here that pushes in, and you want to hook it onto there. Okay, now of course a crossbow is not a bow, so now it's loaded. There's 2 triggers on the bottom, right? The smaller one, what you want to do is you want to pull it down, and that's going to engage it. So I engaged it, and now what happens is when I pull this trigger, if we loosen here, what you'll see is this piece will go down. See that? So with this hooked on there, when you pull it normally, nothing will happen until you load it. Then when you pull, it'll go down, which will release the Zart. So let's just take one shot where you can see what it looks like from firing, and then we'll do a distance test. So again, you're going to put it in the blue elastics. You're going to... Okay, there's one issue I'm already finding. For me, like, on-the-go action, it's going to be kind of hard to hook. You have to pull it very, very tight to get that to actually want to hook on there. Another thing I want to let you guys know, this Zart here, if you load a Zart, what's going to happen is you got to make sure you load it this way so that you have, because basically there's these 2 little hooks, right? And if you load it like this, what you'll notice is there's 3 feathers here, and you've got 2 on the sides and 1 down, which is going to hit the blaster or the bow. You need to make sure that you put it on so that it doesn't get hooked. So what I'll show you is, like, you got to make sure it goes on like this so that you have the one on top, like a shark fin, and then 2 on the sides, because if you go the other way, oops, it slipped. Alright, so that is something that you're going to need to watch out for with these Zarts. They can get deformed if you don't put them on the right way. Now, we're not done yet, because there's still one last thing I want to show you that's really cool. So what I recommend doing is, of course, this bow is pretty tiny, okay? It's pretty tiny, especially like compared to my torso. It's about the size of my torso, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is load up a Zart onto the hook. And I guess the easiest way is not to grab the little black thing by the sides, but like so your thumb's in front of the hole so that you can line it up easy. And that seems to be the easiest way. So you grab it like that and you just pull up, and then it's loaded. Okay? Now, there's a red button here if you didn't notice, and what you want to do is you want to push that down for extra power. So this would be indoor fun, okay? Remember, it's indoor and outdoor fun. This is indoor fun. This isn't going to harm anything. But I want to show you that you can actually extend this even further. You push down this red button here, and you can pull this out. It's got this mode, so it's shortest mode, and then it's longest mode. It doesn't have any in between, but it's just short and long. So this would be indoor fun. Okay, it's not going to be overly powered to break stuff. This is outdoor fun. So what I recommend doing if you want to have it extra large, it's going to be hard to pull the thing back that far. So what I do is I hook it up in small mode, and then I push this button, pull it back for extra length. Safety's off. And then we'll take a shot. So now let's do a little firing test here. We got the bow. Alright, let's load up our next Zart here. Just like so. There, now that, I primed that on the extra long mode just to see how hard it was. And for a kid, it's going to be especially hard. So, we got that. Awesome. Okay, mind the little bit of bush you're gonna have in front of the camera. Just ignore that. Okay, so I've got the bow here. We're gonna shrink that down. Let's put on one Zart. which is on now. Extend it, load it, see how far she'll go. So that was flat, that was no angle. We're gonna do another one. Okay. And now we're gonna do on an angle, a nice 45-degree angle for optimum distance. Okay. So let's go see our test. Okay. So actually the shortest one here was the angled. So on a 45-degree angle, shooting from the bush right there, not that low one, but the higher one, it actually did not go that far. And then the others are over here. It went maybe 30 feet. Actually, no more than 30. I think it went 40 feet. But 40 feet, not too shabby. Of course, that was all on the long range mode. Now I'm gonna fire off 3 more short range. Again, we'll do, sorry about that. Again, I'm gonna do 2 flat and 1 angled. Okay, so I just fired off 2. The first 2 were these 2, and then I fired off this one. So you can see the difference. Those were short mode, that was long mode. Not that much of a difference from the same shooting spot. So overall, if you find that the really long extended range is it's kind of annoying because it's another step you're gonna have to do to load the bow, that doesn't really matter because it's not affecting its range that much, which is kind of a good thing. Okay, so we've done a test of the range on the bow. Now I want to do a test with the Zarts that come with the other bow. This one here, which is the Airstorm Z-Curve bow. I'm gonna fire off 1 of each, and we're gonna see which one gets further distance. I'm gonna use the extended mode of the crossbow so I can get optimum distance. Okay? So I'm gonna fire from the same spot every time, just to show you which one is which. Now it was $25, it was $24.99 for the crossbow, and I believe it's $19.99 for the Z-Curve bow, since there's less like parts to it. Okay, now like I said, you might want to mind the bushes. I can't do much about them. Alright, so I picked the best looking Zart out of the bunch that I got with the new bow, or the crossbow, I guess. Load it up here. We're gonna load it in short mode. Okay, and then extend it. Okay, it's extended. And take a shot, nice and straight. Alright, beautiful. I'm not even gonna move my feet. Now here is the Airstorm Z-Curve bow. This basically goes as far back as you can pull. There's no stopping point, it's a bow. Let's see what we can get out of this. Alright. Let's go see the difference. So, damn. Okay. So, like I said, the average 30 to 40 feet we've been getting every time, basically right onto this grass from that bush. Okay, now let's see how much further we're getting with the other bow. Alright, so here is the other one. Oh my god. My camera won't even zoom in enough. The top bush there is where I shot from. It's definitely 100 feet. Oh my god. Here's where the other one went. And here's where I shot from. So, as you can see, if you're going for distance, I do recommend the Z-Curve bow over the crossbow because the Z-curve bow costs less, it's easier to use, multi-purpose, it takes other ones. The crossbow is a little more difficult to use. Not difficult, but time consuming. It takes longer to load, so that could be an issue. Alright, now that being said, I do recommend the Z-curve bow over the crossbow, but if you already have a Z-curve bow, is it worth getting the crossbow? Or is it even worth just getting it all? So like I said, if you don't have the crossbow or the Z-curve, I recommend the Z-curve. If you do have the Z-curve, should you get the crossbow? I think so. I think it's really cool, it's easy to play with, and you could use it indoors, which is the best thing. You don't have to go outside to play with it. It's really fun to use indoors because, like I said, it doesn't shoot as far as the Z-curve bow. That could be an issue if you're outside because the people with the Z-curve bow have a huge advantage. That being said, if you're indoors, you don't want it to shoot really far because you're gonna break crap. The furthest you're ever gonna need it to shoot is basically to that door. Whatever your restrictions are, that's what you want. You don't want to have like a 1,000 square foot house and then try that. The furthest point is from this back wall to the opposite wall of my house, and that's only gonna be 30 feet, maybe, probably. So for indoor use, if you're trying to get something indoors and fun, I highly recommend the Zing crossbow. It's very, very cool. I'm actually pretty surprised and I'm happy with the price. For $25 Canadian, after reviewing the NERF Havoc Fire for $70, I would rather take the crossbow. Just my personal opinion. Tell me guys what you think, if you've purchased it or if you haven't. What are your thoughts and opinions on it firsthand? First look. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, this was NERF Boy Productions, signing off.